We're going deep today, folks. We're going deep today. Support Palestine, come out with the rainbow flag. Do what you need to do. Help the cause. He's going to tell them. It's going to be you. Going deep, folks. Today we are going deep. Welcome to hashtag number 1, the Leo Varadkar Clown Show. We'll just do all the clown stuff. Leo, right with. Is Leo Sigma Male? Well, today we're going to figure that out. That's not going to be hard in Leo. To be a Sigma Male, to be a man ready to rip off these screws and save Ireland. You know. Get your rainbow flag out, folks. Get your rainbow flag out, folks. Today, flying to Palestine. Who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them? Who is going to tell them? We've got King McInerney in the house. I do believe Varadkar, Irish. There is no record of Varadkar in the Irish. But I do believe Varadkar might have taken it not Irish. I'm not going to say that word. To be up to his neck in trouble. Would we agree? We've got William Buckley in the house, the man, the myth, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend. For Palestine. There you go. Going to Palestine today, folks. Get ready. Going deep. Going deep today, folks. Going very, very deep. Not as deep as we want to party on a car pop. I have to say that. I don't think we want to deep in that. Who's going to tell them, folks? Who is going to tell these beautiful people? Look, like cabbage head just fit perfectly on that woman. I'm the only cabbage here. Understand that. Sure. You want to come on and have your say, link pinned to your live chat. You come on and have 5 minutes after I finish the segment. If you want to come on your segment, you'll be clipped. You put onto YouTube. Your say matters. It doesn't matter if you're interested, if you're funny, if you're good, if you love me. Come on and have your say. Link up the pinned top live chat. Come on, have your say. They still have to be bought like this. Because there's bombers everywhere. I will select your IP address and send that on to the top. You will be a registered check. Store that in mind. We have a stacked show for you today. I mean, the reason why I'm starting this show, this is Leo Varadkar, hashtag Leo Varadkar Clown Show, hashtag number 1, is because Leo drops some absolute bombs when he's around his own people, and I laugh at them every single night. And I thought to myself, if I'm laughing at this, you're going to be laughing at this. You're watching this, so obviously we'll have to speak about it. We'll have to laugh about it, because the only way to fight against a tyrannical system is to laugh. You have to laugh at the wacky. We've moved away from laughing at the things that we should laugh at. Years ago, 20 years ago, when somebody said something stupid, we laughed at it. Now we don't laugh at it because those whack jobs are running the country. So today we're going to laugh. We're going to have a bit of crack. We're not just going to speak about Leo. We're going to talk about all the wacky stuff that's going on around the world, but we will start off with Leo. These shows are live, so I have to give a bit of a disclaimer. Anything I say here, do not take me serious. Do not come here for factual information, especially with these shows, these live shows that I do. The Leo Varadkar Clown Show, #1 and ongoing, is not a show that you want to get factual information from. You make your own mind up. As other YouTubers say, I do not have your best interests at heart. This is a bit of a lighthearted show. So, just bear that in mind. We're going to go through a couple of Leo Varadkar moments when he's talking around his own people, whenever is Leo Varadkar a Sigma male? He could be. I'm just waiting for him to rip off that suit and have that Superman underneath. And he's just going to go out in the streets and, just do the work that he should be doing. I doubt it, though. We're going to go deep today, folks. But as I say, we're not going to go as deep as Leo Varadkar in a car park at 4 a.m. in the morning. I can't go that deep, but I promise you we'll go deep enough. We'll go deep enough. Who have we got in the house? We've got Experimental. Hi, listening in Glastonbury, UK. Fantastic. Oh, are you near the Glastonbury part where they all wreck the place? How do you feel about that? Well, do you know what? They're butthurt at the minute. I'm no fan of George Galloway, but it is what it is. If you know what he's really like, you know that guy is, an actual supporter of the 1940s, if you get what I'm saying. Right. Yeah, it's definitely not the news, William. It's definitely not the news. So, right, we've got a stacked show for you today, folks. I want you to watch something while I put my e-cig in charge. And it's very important that you just watch this because it breaks down the corruption that's going on in the government at the minute and how they have penetrated your psyche to believe something that isn't true. So let's share this to the screen. I think you'll be interested in this here. Just let me take away the banners. And this is from Gavin Pepper. And he's talking about the upcoming referendums and how they are basically outright lying to you about why you should vote yes. Okay? So we'll play this now for you.
How are you, folks? I'm Gavin Pepper, and I want to call out the Minister for Social Protection, Minister Heather Humphreys, who today is, in my opinion, spreading a bit of false information. She's saying that if you vote yeah in the referendum, that will strengthen her position in helping carers. Now, she's talking about a group that was set up already before this referendum, was set up at the last budget to look into abolishing the means test system. Well, we've been calling for that for a long time. So this referendum has nothing to do with that. The government can do that, no problem. These civil servants can do that, no problem. The means test system for carers should have been abolished years ago, and it needs to be done immediately, because anybody that has a family member or someone that's caring for the family should never be means tested, no matter what. It's the same with a family that has kids. A stay-at-home mother should be given a weekly core welfare rate because it's the hardest job in the world, and that shouldn't be means tested, regardless of who you are. It's the hardest job in the world. Being a stay-at-home mother. Same with pensioners, based on what they've earned in their lives and what savings they have. They shouldn't be means tested either. They worked all their lives and paid into the system. This government is a joke, and make sure on Friday you vote no and protect the constitutional right of the mother in the home. This has a load of legal implications that the government aren't telling you. Look at the way they're doing it. They've lied consistently on loads of things constantly to the people. Look at this woman, right? So an example is the carers payments, right? Look at the amount of the people that's on the Warriors group that are trying to get the domiciliary care payment for their kids, that have been constantly having to appeal when the doctors that they're seeing are clearly telling them that their children or their family member has special needs and disabilities. Yeah, they have to keep appealing. Even when someone is already getting carers and they want to change it over to a different family member, they have to reapply all over again. They don't deal with that. the healthcare system is in a shambles. That's where they should be focusing. The amount of illegal immigrants that are coming over 100,000, they're getting free medical cards, free healthcare, free housing, and free everything. While she's talking about this, vote no on Friday. Don't trust this government. All they've done is consistently lie to you. Constantly. They don't care about the people. And this is just to give them more power to stop your payments if they want it. So I would.
So there you go, folks. That's basically what it is. This is them putting further control over you, especially vulnerable people. We're going to go through it today. Obviously, he's not having a laugh about this. He's being serious. Gavin's being serious. You should listen to Gavin. These people out here are doing some work. And I don't understand for the life of me how people aren't listening to people like Gavin Pepper. Why are people come out and say, oh, they're racist, they're bigots, they're this? Man, they're giving you credible information here. They're giving you information that's going to protect your future and the future of your kids. You have these whack jobs, and I mean whack jobs. I was down in Dublin. I see them in Belfast, and they're walking about. They're cultural Marxists. They do not care about the future. They want to rip down society as they know it because they feel the system is terrible and it's against them. It's a big bad capitalistic system. At the same time, they're drinking soy lattes, and you're thinking to yourself, stop drinking soy and start eating steak, because this is what the problem is. Your testosterone is too low. You need to start working out, and you need to start getting that alpha male back in you, right? And by the way, I have to say this. This is so funny. So do you remember? So when it was lightly attacked by Antifa in Dublin, the head of the Labour Party, or a Labour Party candidate, who is a biological woman who now identifies as a male and got a better mustache than me, right? Give me that test, son. Give me some of that test. I want some of that. Do you know what? That's what I'm doing wrong. I know how to get free testosterone. Got it now. So they were there. I've got them. I'm going to clip it for tomorrow, or for Thursday show. And they were there. They seen us, and they didn't jump in and say, stop this. I am a Labour candidate, and I need to stop this violence that's happening on the street. They sat and watched it. I've got the clip of them. You see the person there. It's female that's got a better mustache than me. But it's okay, folks. It's okay. I'm going to go to the doctor, and I'm going to ask for some testosterone. And they have to give it to me. I'll just say that I'm a female, and I'm transitioning, and they should give it to me, shouldn't they? Shouldn't they? Look at me, man. What is going on in Ireland? 100%, man. We can't go as deep as that. That is deep, my friend. That is deep. But we're going to prove today that Leo Varadkar is a Sigma male. He's actually an alpha male. I've been watching him in the Dáil, and he's throwing some bombs, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, the guy's quick. I'm not going to. And there's some things I agree with him with. I'm not going to lie to you. There is some things. A system was meant to fail. They don't care. They treat and. Yeah, 100%. I need glasses. I'm actually going for an eye test at the end of the week, so I'll be able to read a lot better, because I physically can't see what's in front of me. So I'm getting old. I'm 36. I'm turning 40 soon, and I'm going blind. So, right, let's add to the screen. Let's see what we've got bookmarked on X. There's lots of stuff that we're going to go through. That was the first one. I just recently saved that. We'll watch that later. Or maybe we should watch that now. Oh, yes. I need you to see this, right?
My knowledge of history.
I need you to see this, right? So this doesn't involve Leo Varadkar, but you need to see this, because I've been saying this for a long time. The certain people that are attacking another certain people in Palestine at the minute, and there's Irish people supporting them because the Irish people are against the wave of other religion coming in here. Does that make sense? Right? Well, the people who are attacking the Palestinians at the minute, because I have to be really careful with words, they don't support us. You need to know that. You really need to know that. eradicate your hatred for the wave of a certain religion coming in here and think clearly, right? I want you to listen to what this guy's saying. This guy's an American Jewish person, and this is what he has to say about Christians, right? And I need you to see this, and I want you to understand this, that they're not there for us, guys. You need to be very careful. So anybody with, Israeli flags, that, listen to this.
What is the crime? Because according to my knowledge of history, the enemies of Israel who have been persecuted, the Israelis, the Jewish people of this world have been persecuted for 5,000 years. But for the last 2,000 years, most of the persecution has come from white, European-centric Christians.
Do one, mate, would you? Absolutely do one. Because this is common, folks. This is common. You think I'm lying to you? I've been saying this for 10 years. There's a certain group of people in America that absolutely hates every other group of people apart from themselves, right? And there's people in Ireland with flags that support these people. And I'm saying to you, those people hate you. Now, I mean, really deep down hate you. You want proof of that? Well, I can't actually give you proof of that apart from this. I have relations that live in New York that have to walk by areas that are very, very heavily populated with these certain people. Now, they're hardcore, you call them Hasidic, and these certain people spit at his girlfriend's feet. They spit at his feet. And he says, listen, I don't get that from Muslims. I don't get that from Muslims. There's people that just walk by me, well, what's the crack? You all right? All right, Paddy, what's the crack? Do you know what I mean? But he says the only hatred he gets in New York is from them. The only hatred he gets, and that's completely him going over there, pure, clean, no biasness, no hatred towards anybody. And he's actively, nearly every day, if him and his girlfriend are out jogging in New York and they run through an area, these people spit at him. No, well, not him in general. It's not him. He's not standing in the corner spitting at my brother. But the hardcore version of him spit at his girlfriend's feet because she's wearing skin. So you'd have to ask yourself why are you supporting two sides here? Why are you supporting any side of this? We're not across the world. Get rid of those little flags because those people are not for you. And it's going to come a stage where you're going to be persecuted against because of your religion and your skin color. And that's coming down the road, guys. If you keep supporting this, you need to get rid of the little flags from around the world, whether you're Palestinian or you're Israeli, and you need to focus on your own country, because a lot of the people, as I said, I started off the show, certain people for Palestine, you've seen the front banner. Why are those people supporting the Palestinians? Because it's off from the rooftops with them. And with these people, if you're a Christian in Ireland, you need to understand this. These people do not support you and they do not like you. Please listen to me.
That's been your enemy. No Palestinian helped to build Auschwitz. No Palestinian stood on the docks of New York City when boatloads of Jewish refugees trying to escape the Holocaust came here to be protected by this country and were turned away at the docks in New York and sent back to Germany to die. No Palestinian did that. No Palestinian ran the Spanish Inquisition. Your enemy is not the Palestinian people. It is white Christian European people who have been slaughtering Jews for the last 2,000 years. And let's just call it for what it is.
Listen, if that's, I don't condone any type of slaughtering whatsoever. But you killed our leader, mate. You killed Jesus, mate. You killed him. I mean, can we just let bygones be bygones? Do you know what I mean? like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? What's going on? Everything is geared up to attack white Christians in Europe and in America. I don't understand how the dum-dums in the West can't see this. They're gearing up to persecute against you. Now, I don't care if you're atheist. I don't care if you're religious. I'm telling you now, if you come from a Christian background in the West, you're going to be persecuted against. You're actively being persecuted against already, because that's what it's about. Trust me in that. It's coming from both angles. We're being shafted from both angles here. Trust me in that. That's coming down the line. Do not trust these people. Do not think that they are your allies. We have to be very careful with the words, because I need, you know that I'm not a denier of history. You know that I think that what happened in the 1940s was absolutely disgusting, right? That's not what I'm getting at here. But these people hate you. Absolutely hate you. And you need to know that. You need to know that. And I don't care if I lose subscribers because of that. I don't care if people hate me because of that. This is coming down the road where they're going to look at you and see you as a second-class citizen. They already do. They already do. So if you're a Protestant, if you're a Catholic, if you're a Christian, know this, absorb this, and know that they hate you. So if you've got your little Israeli flag out there and you're flying that and you think to yourself, well, I'm being supported. I'm going to be supportive towards these people because I hate the people that they're fighting against at the minute. Nope. Nope. Remember, your government's allowing the Islamic wave in. You need to know that. It's got nothing really to do with Muslims. Your government's doing that, right? Because they're a leftist, far leftist government. But on the other side of things, they actually hate you. They really, really hate you. Okay? And you need to know that. And this isn't coming from a Protestant angle or a Catholic angle or a Christian angle. This is coming from a humanitarian angle. I don't want to see you in a gulag in 20 years' time, but it will happen if you keep needlessly supporting the enemy. The enemy is these people. Anybody that comes out with these statements, trust me, they have been told that this is MSNBC openly allowing a man to come out with absolute horseshit. Okay, did we do certain things years ago? Yes, but if you go back years ago, the Jews done bad things. If you go back years ago, the Muslims done bad things. The Muslims have got their issues right now. But man, this geezer's allowed in mainstream TV. Think about that. Could you come out and say this about Islam? Could you really do that? Think about it. Do you know what I mean? So this is a part of the clown show. And it's made to confuse you. So I'm glad you know that. Let me just scroll down here. I want to read that later on. So a part of the clown show is the Irish hate speech laws. Oh, here, you have to see this here. This is brilliant. Oh my God. What is that? What is that? What am I watching right now? What am I watching? Is he wearing a nappy, like a diaper? So he's got high heels on with socks my son wears in the winter because it's too cold, with a kilt that's pulled up like a diaper. That's some like tweed scarf with a white vest from the 1100s. Nice hair, good beard, and a stick. So I'm assuming he's trying to look like a shaman of some sort. I know what he's doing. He's going, I can't culturally appropriate anybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to culturally appropriate everybody. I'm going to wear everything from every culture at once. That's what he's doing. Gotcha, Sam. Gotta lay off that McDonald's, son. You've got an arse on you. I have to be careful what I say. The Irish hate speech laws, people. We'll have to Sam is a protected characteristic. You need to know that. He's protected. We need to be careful. He's disabled. Sorry, he's overweight. So we need to protect the characteristic. We need to be gentle with these people. Look at that geezer there in the background licking his lips, the dirty old pervert. Like, what's going on here? What is the purpose of this? It is Sam Smith. It is Sam Smith. It looks like Sam Smith. It is Sam Smith. That's who it is. That's who it is. And let's just play that one more time. He's wearing a Scottish diaper. He's wearing a Scottish diaper. He's wearing a kilt made into a diaper. Let's watch that one more time. Whoa. So I get what he's doing here. He doesn't want to culturally appropriate one culture. So he's doing everything. So he's got like the long, like he's straightened out his black hair. So that's, he's representing the black community. He's got the beard with the white face. That's the white community. The misogynistic male. He has to represent them because, Sam Smith isn't woke. He's got the stick, which I suppose he's representing witches because there's a lot of witches in society. Just look at Hollywood. He's representing Scottish people because he's wearing a Celtic, like a tweed kilt diaper. And he has to represent babies. Babies, yes. I suppose he's representing, what do they call that now? Maps. Okay, I get you're representing the maps community. Good man. Good man. I like it. This is where we're going with this. Representing the maps community. And then obviously he needs to represent the people who need to be locked up with the fashion police. So he's wearing high heel boots with thick Santa Claus socks. Okay. I get it. Fantastic, Sam. Absolutely phenomenal, son. And then, and he's going, yes, representing the non-binary community. Fantastic, Sam. Amazing. I think you could have done a little bit more for Black Lives Matter, though. I'm not going to lie to you. For me personally, this is too misogynistic. You're showing off your white misogyny here, Sam. I do not like what's happening here, son, because this is too masculine for me. Representing the 1100s with the shirt, he looks like the poor people. He's representing the poor people. He bought that shirt from Primark, cost him £2.50, and then the upper class. He needs to represent the upper class, so he's wearing like a tweed scarf. Fantastic. I mean, you've nearly done it, but it's very masculine for me, Sam. We're going to have to stop this. This isn't good. We'll have to crack down on toxic masculinity, and the way you're walking there, it's too toxic for me. Look at that, like he's walking like a man. How dare he walk like a man? Wow. And from the back there, he's representing the BDSM community. Fantastic, Sam. There's a couple of communities that I would like to implement. I think you could have represented the maps community a little bit more. No, I've seen what you've done, though. I've seen what you've done with the diaper thing. I get that. No, fair play. But I am still angry, and I still will write a report to human resources that that you need to get rid of this toxic masculinity, 100%. Terrible, folks. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. not on my watch, people. But what I will say is, Leo, if you need a new minister for children, Sam's available. Sam will do a perfect job. Sam Smith's babysitting services, sponsored by the Hillary Clinton Foundation. There you go, Leo. Right there. You've got a new Minister of Children. I promote it. I'll endorse him. Sponsored by Hillary Clinton. What could go wrong? And Tusla will give you some, they're going to kick him off there with some, like a storage unit. Sorry, not a storage unit. Houses to house the kids. Okay, they do look like shipping containers, but I will say, they're not shipping containers. We're going to kit them out with beds. There won't be mattresses on the floors. There's going to be running water. Okay, Sam, okay. Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Love the style. But there you go, Leo. Right, so Michael O'Keefe said, childless men who aren't attracted to women are attempting to redefine the family and remove mother from the Constitution. Don't let them win. Michael O'Keefe, you absolutely misogynistic bigot. How dare you come out with facts like that? This is absolutely disgusting, Michael, and not on my watch. If I will have to send a report in to Human Resources, to the Gender Clinic, to report this absolute misogyny that you're coming out with right now. This is disgusting. Elon, crack down on this hate speech. How dare you say that about these men? My Leo Varadkar. How dare you come out with that? How dare he come out with facts? Oh, by the way, I have to say I've been attacked, folks. I'm going to show you. I've been attacked. I need you to see this here. Oh, there's people giving off to me. So last night I was trolling Big Brother, but I was attacked by an MMA fighter, Mike the Truth Jackson. I don't know if you know, but he gets trolled. And this guy's a far leftist, good guy, advocate for maps. And, you know, you can't follow him unless you're a non-binary Islamic extinctionist vegan, which I totally 100% respect. And I followed him, and Jake Shields was trolling him. And then I followed him. He's only got 9,000 followers, and in Twitter you can go on, and if anybody's following you, you have the ability to not let them follow you. So he made me unfollow him, and he wrote, "I'd hold an official too. You don't need to follow me, weirdo." And I wrote, "I worry about you, Mike. I'm sorry I'm not a non-binary, genderqueer, map, Islamic, vegan extinctionist. I promise I'll get better." Now, if you want to understand Mike Jackson, we'll actually take you over to his profile. This guy's an MMA fighter. He got absolutely annihilated by Jake Shields in a street fight. I think he would beat me in a fight because he's got years of experience of fighting, but I would actually like to fight this guy. So this is my formal invitation to Mike the Truth Jackson. Anytime you're in Ireland, and you know, we'll do a bit of sparring. The rules is young Joe Joyce, we can either have it in Oxford or we can have it in Enniskillen. It's going to be bare knuckle, no clinch. Okay? Because I want to take the advantage away from you. I still think you'll beat me because you're an experienced fighter, but I want to fight you, Mike. I would like to fight you bare knuckle, no clinch. How about that? We'll stream it, we'll record it, and we will give it to the charity if you're choosing, which I'm assuming is a disabled charity. And Mike here thinks everybody is a neo-Nazi. So poor Nazi Jake Shields, upset people don't like it. It's upset people don't like its great uncle Führer. Okay, and it was just a poll that Jake ran. I can't believe that 10% of the population would allow Biden to babysit their child over Adolf Hitler. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me there. I'm not going to lie to you. I know what he done in the 1940s. Absolutely disgusting. I'm glad he's dead, and he should, you know, he shouldn't have done what he done. But if it was a gun to my head, who would I choose? Well, I'll leave that up to yous. And it's the whole thing's just full of hate. He's just called people Nazis. He calls me a Nazi on a daily basis. Well, not sorry, last year he did. But yeah, so I would like to fight Mike the Truth Jackson in a bare knuckle. Big Joe Joyce, I know him. I'll get it sorted. We can have it in Enniskillen or Oxford, rather Oxford in the Joyce's compound. We'll have it in Oxford in the Joyce's compound, and we'll have a bare knuckle, no clinch, because I do need that advantage because you're used to the clinch. The MMA fighters are used to the clinch. I reckon I do you, Mike. I honestly, I've got abnormally big hands, and I don't even need to be precise. I will land on your jaw, and you know, and we'll do it that way. And all money can go to a charity of your choosing. I'm assuming that will be a disabled charity because I know that you hold that close to your heart. Okay. We'll get that sorted with Big Joe Joyce. So anytime you're in Ireland, yeah, just show up. I don't even need training. Just show up. Just show up, Mike. Just show up. Okay. Right. So, Mike, let me have a wee look at his. You're a handsome chap, Mike. You're a handsome chap. It'll be a shame. It will be a shame. I'm going to get beat up by you because you have trained a lot throughout your life. I'm willing to die just to land one punch. As God, as long as you allow me to land one punch, everything's A-okay. Mike, everything's A-okay. Just one punch, then you can strangle me. I'll not even tap. I'll just let you put me out and strangle me, and you can do whatever you want. I just need to land one punch. That's all I want. One punch. No, well, actually, you can't strangle me because it's a bare knuckle. A bare knuckle, no clinch, proper style, gypsy rules. Come on, Mike. And he will kill me. There's no doubt about that. The guy's a trained killer. He will kill me, but I'm willing to die, Mike. I'm willing to die for the sake of diversity. That's a very masculine picture you have there, Mike. I would like to see you wearing a dress in your profile pictures. Right. So, let me have a look. So, yes, this is another thing to do with the referendum. This is let me have a look. Supreme Court Judge and Chair of the Electoral Commission, Marie Baker, has just destroyed the yes side. Sure, far and wide. Okay, let's see what Marie Baker has to say.
The Taoiseach said this evening that in relation to that care amendment, it's putting an obligation on the state to strive to support carers. Is that accurate?
That's a political statement by the Taoiseach. Can I say one thing, however? At the moment, the Constitution says that the state would endeavour to ensure that mothers don't have to go out to work to the neglect of their duty. You have children, I think. I have children. We have gone to work. It hasn't prevented us going out to work.
Bigot. This lady's obviously a bigot. I mean, why would Irish TV allow this bigot on the TV? This lady's obviously a bigot. She's a misogynist. She would rather, as she just stated there, she would rather, stay in the kitchen than actually go out and work. And how dare she go against Leo Varadkar? How dare she speak facts here? How dare she speak facts?
Nor indeed would women say, or mothers say, that they can be protected from going, that they can stay at home and not work, and be supported fully by the state. It has had...
But that's not the point, Marie. We understand that the constitutional change, the Constitution right now doesn't inhibit women from working, but we want to lift rights away from women, so we force them to work, so it makes Leo Varadkar look good in the economy. So the mother with 5 kids that's sitting at home, that's raising the children, is pushed out the work. She doesn't have that protection, and she's pushed out the work to make Leo Varadkar good, and then he's hailed as King of Ireland, and it saves the economy. So why are you coming out with this bigoted statement? You're a bigot. There's no getting around that, Marie. You're a bigot. How dare you come on here and speak facts? How dare you try and protect women? How dare you come out and say that you've never been stopped working because of the Constitution? How dare you come out and say any of those things?
Relatively little positive or negative effect. It's a recognition. Now, the Taoiseach says that, and the Taoiseach, I think, is relying on a view that the Commission has, that we think that the word strive is quite a strong word, so that the state would strive to support care in the home means a positive obligation to try hard.
How dare she come out here with this bigoted language? Not on my watch, Marie. Not on my watch. This is absolutely disgusting. Why would any Irish television company allow this woman on? She is the female equivalent to Donald Trump. This is disgusting. Women should be forced to work in the gulag. I don't care if you've got 5 kids. Get out there and get that job in McDonald's and make Leo Varadkar look good. right now. The economy's crumbling, women. There's no exceptions for you. Get your big girl pants on. Take that job in McDonald's and make, or wherever, maybe you want to be a CEO of a trillion euro company. That's fine. But you get out there and work. We don't care about your 5 kids. We don't care about the needs that they have. They can look after themselves. Train the oldest one to look after the rest. We're going back to the 1800s here. Do you understand me? There's no exceptions for women here, folks. Get your arse out there and work. Make Leo Varadkar and the economy look good. Those migrants need food. You know, your tax money's going to pay to keep them fed, and the coffees that they're drinking around the streets, and their clothes and their phones. Who's going to buy that? Get your arse into that job and give me your tax money for those migrants. Disgusting. Absolutely not on my watch. Not on my watch. So, I think I've got one other thing to show you on X. So, yes, we've got the bigot, Dr. Jordan Peterson, who I seen live in Belfast. I was right up close. He pointed his finger right in my face, he did. And he says, "Buck up, kiddo." And I says, "Fuck off, Jordan. Fuck off, right? Don't come here and tell me what to do." But Jordan Peterson, once again, is out here. How dare he come out here with facts? So, you just need to see this. This is coming to Ireland. Would you see this? This is a part of the clown show. It's always best to sterilize and the very, very terrible word, sincerely Satan. I don't know if you can see that. And what he's referring to here is ethical inquiry adolescents. And this is of an adolescent who is mentally challenged, wants to transition. This is the reply from the medical board. And the question is, let me just, who's that from? If a delayed 13-year-old adolescent currently on pubertal suppression that may not reach emotional and cognitive developmental bar set by SOC within the typical adolescent time frame at all, what is the ethical approach to care? When would GAHT be indicated? 6.12.c, the adolescent demonstrates the emotional and cognitive maturity required to provide informed consent. That's absolutely disgusting. So what they're basically saying here, right? Consent for the treatment, that's absolutely disgusting. They've blocked out the word. So if, in America, if a young person who is mentally challenged says that I want these tablets to change me into another person, right? Even if they're not of cognitive standards, say maybe they're a little bit below, not even a little bit below, more below, a lot below, they will still go ahead with it. I mean, is that not demonic? No, hold on. That's 100% correct. I'm happy that they're doing that. Absolutely fantastic. I think they should give them out in schools. I honestly believe that they should give them out in schools. When you walk through the door, the first thing the teacher should say to you, what medical treatment do you want today? There's cat litter boxes over there if you identify as a cat. And we have all the testosterone. And we have all the estrogen that you want. And don't tell your parents. I think it should be completely took out of the parents' hands. And the schools should align with the MAPS community. 100%. And we will finish on this for X, and then we're going to go over to YouTube to react to a couple of Leo Varadkar's alpha male moments. And Ciara Connolly said, what's going on here? Oh, yes, it's over here. Let me just click on this. It looks like X is over. I was told the post is banned in Ireland because of legal grounds, non-consensual behaviour. Bear in mind the text was taken from EU website on immigration law as to the laws governing immigration to other EU countries. It looks like Elon Musk is doing what he is told by the Irish and EU. Well, at least 1 million people saw it before they banned it in Ireland. Looks like the greatest firewall of China is installed. Right. So look, so there's a lot of stuff being took off X at the minute, and I agree. We need to crack down on this hate speech, folks. This hate speech is disgusting. I agree with Leo Varadkar. We need to crack down on this hate speech. Anybody that's speaking fact on the internet in Ireland must be put into the gulag for 10 years. If you're out here with your misogyny and your facts about immigration and about how the economy is ruined, if you're even talking about the homeless people in the streets, if you're talking about women, like if you're going against women's rights, like wanting women to have protection to look after kids, if you're coming out with any of that stuff, you need to know this. We're going to take down your post and we're going to put you into a gulag for 10 years because not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, folks. How dare anybody spit facts? And Kira said, imagine having to put up with this every day at work. A man goes home to Romania for 3 months and expects his dole money and rent money to be waiting for him when he gets back. And rightly so, Kira. When that man travels to Romania, not only should he receive his dole money whenever he gets back, I want it tripled. And how I will achieve this, I will take this out of I will ask the Minister of Children, I'm going to cut his budget by half and I'm going to give that to migrants, and rightly so. Under EU law, a person from another EU country can move to another country. 1, if they have enough money to support themselves and their families. 2, if they have health insurance. 3, if they are seeking work, they can stay in Ireland for 3 months. But again, they must have enough money to support themselves and their families and health insurance. 4, they can apply for an extension of another 3 months if they are looking for work. So the question is, why is Ireland, 1, paying for housing for persons from other EU countries who failed to obtain work? 2, paying social welfare to persons who moved here from the EU countries for extended periods of time? And Kira, I have to say, your questions are very, very bigoted and misogynistic. How dare you ask those questions? And see, for that, we're going to look into your family. And then if your family is on social welfare, we're going to cut their social welfare by half and give it to a migrant. How dare Kira Connolly come out here and ask those types of questions? She needs put in to the gulag. She needs put into the gulag. That is a disgusting, misogynistic, bigoted statement that she made. And I totally 100% agree with Leo Varadkar. From contacting Elon Musk and saying we need to crack down the hate speech, and see Elon going, yes, definitely 100%, we need to crack down, and I will help with all of that. I totally agree. I totally 100% agree. What is going on? And listen, there's a person, I think I've seen them in the chat, who says, don't use the Lord's name in vain. I apologize. I do say the name out of turn, and I will try my best to stop saying that. Okay. So now we're going to go over and see alpha male Leo Varadkar. There's Val himself. Go subscribe to Val Martin, the man, the myth, the legend. Right. So you
Taoiseach, the hate speech bill makes gender.
Right. So we are here. Leo Varadkar asked how many genders are there, and I hope he said 100 or infinity, because gender is a social construct. Remember, gender is a social construct, and I want you to head over and subscribe to Grip Media. Not because they're good people, because they're misogynistic, and I need you to see the misogyny they're thrown out on a daily basis.
Taoiseach, the hate speech bill makes gender a protected characteristic, but Michael McDowell and others have noted that the Gender Recognition Act only recognises 2
Has Leo Varadkar got an extra chromosome?
genders, while the hate speech bill explicitly refers to more genders than just male or female. Your Shannon leader, Senator Regina Doherty, previously said that there are about 9 genders.
Generations ago, there were 2 genders. There were 2 sexes.
Bigot. Absolute bigot. Let's go back to the Greeks, folks. Let's go back to the Greeks. No, actually, do you know what we'll do? We'll go back to the Sumerians. Because those Greeks were bigots too, weren't they? How dare Grip Media come out here and start quoting bigots?
Still are 2 sexes, but today I think we probably have about 9 genders. And that does.
Absolute bigot. 9 genders, there's 100. There's 100 genders. What are you talking about? There's 100 genders. I can't believe I'm listening to this. This is absolutely disgusting. There's 100 genders. More. This is just, what am I listening to here?
Doesn't diminish any other gender within the gender identity set.
So how many genders are there, and can we get the government's official position on that?
Go on, Leo.
Look, there isn't official position on that, but I'm sure that will all be debated.
Bigot. This man's too much of a bigot for me here. How can he not come out and say to Grip Media there is infinity genders? Why does he not just come out and say gender is a social construct? And whoever, if you want to identify as a cat or a female cat or whatever, that's 100% fine by me. We'll actually give you extra money for that. I mean, why is Leo Varadkar a bigot? This is disgusting.
In the course of the debates of the Jonathan. Okay, folks.
I'm assuming that's why he actually hates Grip Media, on a serious note. So,
Deputy Boyd Barrett.
You've some brass neck. I've been campaigning for Shangana to develop public and affordable housing for 17 years. It was Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil on the council who wanted to insist that there would be some private development. It was people before profit that argued relentlessly the entire development. I wasn't talking.
This is a capitalistic pig, I'm assuming.
To you. The entire development should be social and affordable, and we eventually won out against the resistance of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael.
Go on, son.
Can Corla, there's something I admire about the deputy, and I do mean this. I'm not trying to be smart here. Deputy Barrett is very articulate, very passionate.
That's it.
Performed
Go on,
really well
son.
in this house.
Whoa.
But it's really obvious when you get
Oh,
angry.
there's the misogyny coming out on him. Look at that face. There's the misogyny. Go on. Look at the misogyny. Look at that misogyny. Look at the misogyny. That's an alpha male coming out in him there, isn't it? What do you see? Let's see how Leo here. Go on, son.
Angry, not just pretending to be angry when you're genuinely angry. And the way you spoke
No microaggressions in this room, son.
to Deputy Carol McNeil there was no. Deputy.
Let the Taoiseach respond.
See that stance? That's too misogynistic for me. How dare he stand like a male? How dare he do that?
Dear.
No, but
No.
I know.
So why should she heckle me?
No, but you know what I'm going to say to you now, Deputy.
Yeah.
I'm in this house 4 hours a week.
I don't even know what to say. I'm actually rating her here. Is that really bad of me to do that? I'm rating her like I'm thinking out of. In my world, she's an 8.
a week, sometimes 5 hours a week. I get constantly heckled. Sometimes by you, just as you are now.
Awesome.
Often by members
Get
opposite.
out of here.
And I've never talked down to somebody like that, particularly a female deputy across the way. I'm not.
That not on. See, good boy, Leo. Good boy, Leo. Good boy, Leo. Good boy, Leo. Good boy. Good boy, Leo. Good boy. Standing up for the women, Leo. What a man you are. What a man you are. Strive to be this, you know.
Not listening. I'm not listening to you.
Deputy, please.
Again, your brass neck. Do you not see the irony of it? I'm criticising you for talking down to Deputy
Leo, I see a lot of irony in a lot of things, my friend.
Cara McNeil for heckling her, and then you're heckling me. Like,
don't be bringing those tit for tat politics into this room, kiddo.
And is the deputy not out of order?
He is.
Is the deputy not out of order? Is the deputy not out of order? See his wee voice went up there, didn't it? He was like, how dare he come in here and say this about me and heckle in this room? Is the deputy not out of order? I'm sure he is, but to be honest with you, mate, there's more pressing issues at hand here about somebody heckling. Nobody gives a fuck.
Thank you. The deputy.
There's a lot of people out of order. So
now, well, hold on. I did say an 8. Now I'm down to a 5.
please.
Anyway, let's deal with the substantive issue now that we've dealt with the nonsense. Thanks very much, Deputy, for your question.
So we'll get back into this now in just a little minute.
Boy Barrett.
You've some brass neck.
You some
I've been
brass neck,
campaigning
you
for
fucking
Shangana to
prick, you.
develop.
I'll bleeding burst ya. Oh, hold on, we're here now. Just take a look at the comments here. Fuck me, this is a clown show, man. This is a clown show. What is going on? This is a clown show. He's a proper clown, like, isn't he? I'm not even going to share that to the screen, Eamon. This is a clown show. Oh my God. What is happening here? Like, right, so let's proceed.
Thanks very much, Deputy, for your question. And as this is my last time to speak in the chamber this year, I also want to offer my thanks to you, Ceann Comhairle, to all colleagues in the House, and particularly to the staff of the Oireachtas, and indeed
big up the Oireachtas. Go on,
the
son.
members of the press gallery and others for all of the work that they've done in.
Now, I don't know. I forget her name in the background there. Can somebody tell me in the comments what her name is in the green suit? But she looks like a mate that I used to have. I don't know if anybody's followed me from the last channel, Jay. Do you remember Jay? Do you remember Jay from the last channel? Now, I have to say, I've seen some sour people in my life, but she really takes the biscuit in this one. If she could morph into a sour sweet, she would be one of those. You know that? You remember the sour jawbreakers that you would have got years ago? You bit into them and it's just, oh, that's who she is. She looks like my dad.
The year gone by, and look forward to seeing you all in the new year after a well-earned break. And I would like to confirm that Santa Claus has permission to enter Irish airspace and to cross our borders.
Is that right? Aye, Santa, the old cunt. Is that right? Is Santa allowed to come in here? So not only are you allowing droves of fighting fit men not of Ireland to come in from Africa armed with a radical, dangerous ideology, but you're allowing this cunt from, where's he from? North Pole. You're allowing the Eskimos in now, Leo. Not on my watch.
on December 24th through December 25th. And I want to thank IAA, Inish, Department of Agriculture and the Revenue Commissioners for allowing the necessary exemptions to occur.
Wind your neck in, you glue bag, would you?
Nation that is unsettled and afraid.
So what's this here? Doubling stabbings, horrifying act of violence, says Taoiseach Leo Varadkar. Now I didn't watch it. This is from Sky News. I'm gonna have to butt in every 30 seconds because those cunts will just skin you for everything. Sky News. So let's see what he had to say. And then this is the last video we'll take for today. Fuck me, man. This is a clown. This is a proper clown show. Like, she was lost and now she is found.
This is not who we are. This is not who we want to be.
Hold on. This is not who we are. This is not who we want to be. But we're allowing in people that will actually bring this to our future. So we don't want to be this. So like that's like me hitting myself in the head with a hammer and saying, well, it's okay. I'm not going to give myself a brain hemorrhage. And the doctor saying, Ronan, yes, you are. I say, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to smash my head with a hammer, and I promise you I will not get a brain hemorrhage. He's saying, yes, you will. So this is what he just said there is like, this is not who we are. This is not what we want to be, but I'm going to allow people in that will make us become that.
And this is not who we will ever be. Yesterday afternoon, innocent children were attacked outside the Gael Colossta in Dublin city centre. It was a horrifying act of violence, and our thoughts are with the injured children, their heroic care assistant who threw herself in harm's way to protect them, and with all those who risked their lives to...
Here, what about the geezer that showed up? No, the Irish geezer that showed up that jumped in. I think he's talking about when that Brazilian fella jumped in and stopped the stab, and I could be wrong about that. How long ago was this? 3 months ago, it is that, right? And they told the Irish guy not to do any news. But then they told the Brazilian guy that he could do all the news in the world. He says, yeah, you go out and do all the media appearances. But the Irish guy that actually jumped in at the beginning, they actually said, don't do any news because it's an ongoing investigation. But really what the motive behind that was because it was linked to Leo Varadkar's men. They wanted it to look like a legal immigrant that was the Brazilian who came in that saved the day. But it wasn't. It was propaganda. They were literally propping it up to make it look like, like damage limitation. Do you know what I mean? What an absolute pack of morons.
Save lives. They're real Irish heroes, whatever their nationality, Irish, British and Italian.
How does that even make sense? Like, right, let's be on a serious note here, right? If you're Irish, you're Irish. If you're British, you're British. If you've got another different nationality, right, regardless of your skin color and religion, you're that nationality. So if a Brazilian jumps in to help, if a British person jumps in to help, he's not Irish because he jumped in to help. A British person saved the day. A Brazilian person saved the day. An Irish person saved the day. An Indian saved the day. Oh, I would like to see that. Do you get what I'm saying? You're Irish regardless of your nationality. That doesn't even make sense.
Our thoughts are also with the doctors and nurses in our city who are trying to save the lives of those who are injured. Many of them come from abroad. And our thoughts and prayers are with a nation united in shock. Yesterday evening, some people decided that the best way to respond to this terrible attack was to take to the streets of Dublin and try to terrify, intimidate, loot and destroy.
Well, you see, there's this thing called the erosion of society. And normally when that happens, and I'm sure Leo's went to school and he's went to history. Or no, he's a career politician, so he knows nothing about history. He knows a lot about history and he uses that against the people today because he thinks we're all stupid. There's this thing about the corrosion of society, and whenever that happens, the people are generally unhappy. Now, why was there not riots 20 years ago? And we lived in a multicultural society. Why was there not riots 10 years ago, and we live in a multicultural society. Why was there only riots this year? Well, because, well, if anybody knows the North here, there's riots every other week. Well, there used to be. The reason for that is because when people are unhappy about the system, and whenever you have children, regardless of their nationality, being harmed on the street of Dublin, and it's it's directly linked to the policies of the government, people will generally be happy. But that's the icing on the cake, my friend, isn't it, Leo? That's the icing on the cake, because the real build-up was before that, when there's homeless people all over Dublin. Where's the hotels for them? Inflation is sky high. You can't even rent a property. You need to work 15 jobs, and that only pays for half the rent. So, these are the issues, Leo. These are the issues. I quote Leo. He came out and he says, "There's a job for everybody." Okay, but one person needs 15 jobs just to put food on the table.
Their first reaction to a 5-year-old child being stabbed was to burn our city, attack its businesses, and assault our Gardaí.
Well, what do you think kicked off the troubles in the North here? Okay, there was the civil rights movement, but there was a man shot outside a pub in Belfast, which really, really ramped things up. So you need to know your history of Ireland, my friend, because, okay, maybe in other parts of the world, we'll use India, for example, where people are just seen as expendable, and there's children dying in the streets with no limbs or anything, where one person's death is considered, okay, it's only one person. In Ireland, we cherish all life. We cherish all life in Ireland, don't we? So, yeah, if one person's hurt in Ireland, there's going to be a reaction to that.
As a result of their actions, buses and trams were set on fire, innocent passers-by were intimidated, and pregnant women in Rotunda Hospital were made feel unsafe and in danger. These people...
I wonder about the women in hospital that are feeling unsafe and in danger, about the migrant men coming in, getting out their big dirty lanyard and whacking off to the foot of the bed. That's kind of unsafe too, Leo, isn't it? It is just a little tad, my friend. Cringe.
People claim to be defending Irish citizens, yet they put in danger the newest and most vulnerable and most innocent people. Those involved brought shame on Dublin, brought shame on Ireland, and brought shame on their families and themselves. These criminals did not do what they did because they love Ireland. They did not do what they did because they wanted to protect Irish people.
Well, look, I have to agree with him on that to a certain degree. Like, you can't be burning down the city, but there's better ways of doing things. I don't agree with that. I don't condone that. But it's a little too late for Leo here, because this guy here is, do you know what I mean? He's, this is a build-up. This is a build-up. We'll skip this on because I couldn't be bothered listening to him.
100% behind the Gardaí. There should be no criticism of the Gardaí, only support, total support for the Gardaí and the Commissioner.
No criticism of the Gardaí. I was in Dublin and they tailed me for nothing. They were walking behind me for nothing. And I could feel the breath in the back of their neck, and they were trying to intimidate me into a situation where I would have said something or done something so they could arrest me. The only thing I said, I laughed at them because they weren't carrying a weapon. They didn't carry any guns. Normally, the cops up here carry standard issue Glocks. Standard, every cop. And I was just turning around, I was like, you don't carry weapons? Like, what's the difference between you and somebody else? Thinking about it, they probably could have done me for that.
So sorry, just in relation to the injuries, we've some details. As you know, five are injured, 2 in a critical condition still. Both the 5-year-old girl who was stabbed in the chest, and also the care assistant who shielded, who used her body as a shield to prevent other children from being injured.
You're really, I see the way he's stuttering his words. He's really making sure that he doesn't say anything wrong that goes against his narrative.
So that they're both in a critical condition. The person who carried out this attack was intent on murder. That is clear. We don't know his motivations. The Gardaí have identified his dwelling, have his computer, have his phone. We'll be able to assess that in the.
We all know that, Leo. Let's just forward it on a wee bit.
Within the space of an hour and a half, there were 400 Gardaí on the streets with riot gear and equipment. They responded extremely quickly.
So basically, when he says the riot police, that means Antifa. Because if anybody was at the protest, you would have seen the riot police with the face masks up over their mouth, and they were actively doing that in support of the Antifa that were directly across from them, and they were bouncing. They were ready to pop off. Like, I seen one of the guys looking at me, and he just wanted to batter me. Oh. My God, it's just, this is a clown show. Like, there's no getting away from it. Like, tell me what you think.
And we're able to contain it to a small part of the north inner city and then bring it under control before midnight. We will, of course, carry out a full review of the events and find out what can be done better. But I don't want there to be any ambiguity about this. The people who caused this and who are to blame for this are those who engaged in the violence and rioting. It's the Gardaí that brought it under control, and we have to support them 100%, and I do.
Yeah, but you're adding to the fire. Like, this is like a guy, right, standing in front of a fire, right? You've got the fire brigade in the other end, and he's pouring petrol on top of the fire, and the fire brigade's going, could you stop doing that, please? Because we're trying to put out this fire. And he's like, I support you 100% while still continuing to pour fuel in the fire. It's like, could you please stop doing that? I support you 100%. It's like, that's the equivalent to this message. It's like, man, what happened is because of the policies that you have directly implemented into Ireland. You are the fire starter here, and you're not willing to do that. You're not willing to acknowledge your wrongs. I think people would vote for him if he came out and said, look, he goes, look, lads, the WEF offered me 100 million. I took it, and I'm going to be honest with you, fuck them. I'm out now. I'm here for yous. Do one. Put a cap on refugees, a heavy vetting process, and started working for the Irish people. Do you know what I mean? And fucked off that the WEF and the summit meetings. People would vote for him. He would go down as an Irish hero. I mean, the guy's a walking contradiction, like a proper walking contradiction.
Taoiseach, you mentioned in your opening statement that the Commissioner can use the Public Order Act over the weekend. Are there concerns that there could be further incidents this weekend in Dublin?
We're operating on the basis that there could be. There are protests being organised online at the moment in a similar way as other.
You see, this is, you're right there. Like, where's that comment? I need to speak about this. MI6, William, 100%. You know. If you know, you know. I never bring that up, but if you know, if you know. So is the stabber. So the stabber isn't to blame them. So like he put very little emphasis on that. He says, yeah, that they're the perpetrators, but he's more focused on the riots. Now, a good leader comes out and says he doesn't down his people for rioting because people have been harmed in the inner city. They come out and they say, look, I understand people's angers. You can't do that. We cannot condone that. But we're going to make sure that the people who done this get the full force of the law, and the book is thrown at them. But because he's a far leftist leader, what you need to know is they're trying to decriminalize all criminal activity. Do you know what I mean? To the point where you won't be able to retaliate, and we're left in a situation where we don't have anything to protect ourselves with. That's literally the motto of the far leftist politicians. Just look at California. If you look at the direct correlation between far leftist leaders like Leo Varadkar and other parts of the world that have adopted far leftist policies like California, San Francisco, look at the crime rate and the drug rate. Look at Canada. Look at Vancouver. My God, the place is like a zombie town. That's happened within a 5-year period. I thought decriminalizing drugs was the way to go, but it isn't. Do you know what I mean? And basically have a more lenient sentence for criminals. You need to be very, very strict on criminality, because, you know, if you allow certain criminal activity and you have lenient sentence, people are just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Look at France. Holy William, I'll tell you. Jeez. Sorry, I apologize. I was going to say the name. I'm not. I'm really trying to become better and not use the Lord's name in vain. I apologize. Just look at these. Look at the countries that are adopting these policies. It's wild, shocking. 100% not fit for purpose. You need a hard. Sometimes, do you remember we used to look back in the past and we used to say, well, oh, we don't like that politician because they're too conservative and they're too mean looking and they do things and we hate them for it. They're the best people for the job because they do things knowing the greater good for the future. So they'll say, no, I'm not going to listen to that far leftist prick. I don't care what you're about more diversity or what you're trying to implement into schools. I don't care. I'm not doing that. And wow, everybody hates him. Like, you have to be willing to be hated. Right now, Leo Varadkar is not willing to be hated by the far left. He fears the far left. And at the same time, he calls the majority of Ireland far right. I mean, and 100%, William, you know, there are things I don't want to come out with here. Like I did come out with that on my other channel about MI6. You know, obviously that goes without saying, William. There is definitely links, you know. I'm referring to mainly to the reaction, but bearing in mind the MRF up north are. Yeah, 100%, man. You know, there's certain things I can't speak about there, but 100%. If you know about what's going on in London right now, there's direct links. Steady Eddie. Oh. I think we'll leave it at that there today. Tell me, what did you think about this? I'm going to do these shows quite often now. I'm going to do the live streams twice a week, the Leo Varadkar Clown Show. And then obviously if they get more popular, I'll do more per week. I still like putting out my videos, and I'm putting out different types of content too. Let me just take this away. So I'm putting out different types of content. I'm doing a little series around Ireland at the minute where I'm doing it local, and then just putting out videos about different historical facts and things like that. Not just historical facts, just my opinions and things. And just showing you different places around the north here. So if you like this, remember, smash the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell, guys. I mean, if you like this, share too. If you think this is good, if you enjoyed the show, obviously they'll get better. The production will get better as it goes on. This is I just winged it from last night, the Leo Varadkar Clown Show. And sure, always share, because if you know somebody else would be interested in this, just share it. And if you want to go follow me on the social media platforms, just use the links in the description. If you're watching this on X, make sure to give this a retweet and leave in the comment section what you think. If you're watching, yeah, this isn't live on Rumble. Rumble's messing up at the minute, guys. It's not the best of platforms, I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, let's have it. I'll have a wee look at the chat before I leave. We'll have to laugh at things. We'll have to laugh at things. If we're not willing to laugh, you see, the way I see it, you can come out here hard line and go against everything that they're saying. But the only way to really win an argument, I think, is laughter and repeating back, be condescending, repeat back what the person said. So if somebody has an argument with me and it's wacky what they said to me, I'll just repeat back what they said to me. So if I repeat back and laugh at these people, that's going to be better for anybody that's coming in to watch. People are sitting on the fence thinking, oh man, are these people far right? Are these people, you know, there's nobody in the field here that's laughing about this, that's making a joke out of this. And it's not a joke. I get that this is affecting people's lives. But realistically, the only way to actually beat this type of evil that's came into Ireland is to laugh. you know, because they've taken away our laughter. Ireland used to be about laughing. Used to be about having the crack. It used to be about, you know, I used, you know, going down south and having the crack with all my family. It seems like the soul has been ripped away from Ireland, so we need to bring that back a little bit. I'm not a comedian. I'm none of these things. So, you know, I just laugh at it and just go along with it sometimes. But I hope you enjoyed it. And 100% free young Joe Joyce. 100%. I agree with that. If you get the fight, Mike, just kick him in the vagina. 100%. Mike, this is my fucking... See you wee fruit. Mike the Truth Jackson. Bare knuckle. I want to fight Mike the Truth Jackson. Bare knuckle. No clinch. Oxford compound. Pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. All money goes to Mike Jackson's charity of his choosing, which will probably be a disabled charity. Mike, I'm not going to let you take me to the ground, son. I don't want your balls in my face. I'm not going to let you kick me. I don't want my legs broken. You're probably going to knock me out because you can fight. I'll give you that, even though Jake Shields put on an absolute clinic. But if I get to land one punch, that's all I need. Lights out, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, kid. So that is it for today. So yes, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Peace.